Every gardener is on the hunt for that one ingredient that transforms an ordinary compost pile into a powerhouse of fertility. Most people turn to the usual suspects: kitchen scraps, grass clippings, dried leaves, maybe a bit of manure if they have access to it. But there's a humble plant that has quietly powered farms and gardens for centuries, and it may be the missing link in your composting system. That plant is alfalfa. Whether in the form of hay or in the tidy convenience of pellets, alfalfa can supercharge your compost like few other materials. And today we're going to break down not just why alfalfa works, but also whether hay or pellets give you the bigger advantage. By the end, you'll know exactly how to put this material to work in your soil, so your plants thrive and weeds struggle to compete. Why alfalfa has such a strong effect in compost? Alfalfa is not just animal feed. This deep-rooted legume pulls nutrients from layers of soil that most plants never touch, and when it's cut and added to compost, those nutrients become available to your garden. Alfalfa is naturally rich in nitrogen, which is the driving force of decomposition. When added to a compost pile, it wakes up the microbes, heats up the pile, and ensures that even tough materials like woody stems and cardboard break down faster. But alfalfa's power doesn't stop with nitrogen. It also contains a natural growth stimulant called triacontanol, a fatty alcohol that boosts plant growth by enhancing photosynthesis and root development. Unlike synthetic fertilizers that give plants a quick rush before fading, alfalfa enriches the soil itself, building fertility from the ground up. This is why gardeners who start using alfalfa often notice deeper greens in their leaves, faster recovery from transplant shock, and sturdier root systems. When you use alfalfa hay, you're working with the whole dried plant. That means stems, leaves, and sometimes even seeds. Hay has the advantage of bulk and texture, which means it doesn't just provide nutrients, it also contributes to the structure of your compost pile. The stems create air pockets that help maintain aeration and prevent the pile from going anaerobic. The downside is that hay can sometimes bring along weed seeds, depending on where it was harvested. In a hot compost pile that consistently reaches 140 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, most of those seeds will be killed off, but in a cooler pile, some might survive. This is where the gardener has to weigh the benefit of texture and bulk against the risk of extra weeding down the line. In terms of ratios, a good approach when using alfalfa hay is to think of it as a green material, even though it's dried. Mix about 1 part hay to 2 or 3 parts of brown material like dried leaves or shredded paper. If you're working with a pile that's heavy on kitchen scraps, adding hay will balance the moisture and prevent things from turning slimy. Pellets are made from compressed alfalfa, usually ground into a uniform size. Farmers and horse owners often use them because they're clean, easy to store, and consistent. For gardeners, pellets provide a concentrated punch of nutrients without the mess of loose hay. Pellets break down quickly in a compost pile, especially once they absorb moisture. This makes them excellent for kickstarting microbial activity in a slow or cold pile. They're also free from the bulk of stems, which means no extra structural benefit, but they're less likely to carry weed seeds. For gardeners working in smaller spaces or in urban areas, pellets are often easier to source and store than bales of hay. When it comes to ratios, a safe starting point is to add 1 cup of alfalfa pellets for every gallon of brown material like shredded cardboard or dry straw. If your pile is large, think in terms of sprinkling a few pounds evenly through a cubic yard of compost. Water them in after application to help them expand and break down. The real question is not whether alfalfa is beneficial, it absolutely is, but which form works best for your needs. Hay is better if you need bulk, airflow, and structure in a larger compost pile. It helps prevent compaction and provides a slow release of nutrients as the tougher stems break down. On the other hand, pellets are ideal if you want precision and speed. They pack nutrients tightly, they're easier to measure and apply, and they work wonders when your pile needs a quick nitrogen boost. For example, a gardener building a brand new lasagna bed might choose hay because it creates layers that break down over months and improve the tilth of the soil. A gardener working with a small tumbler-style composter, however, might lean toward pellets since they dissolve and integrate with kitchen scraps quickly without taking up much space. Both forms will enrich your soil, but the choice comes down to whether you value structural improvement or concentrated convenience. While composting is the most common method, Alfalfa doesn't have to wait until it becomes finished compost before helping your plants. Many gardeners use it directly in the soil as a green manure or a nutrient boost. For hay, you can lay it down as a mulch around plants about 2 to 3 inches thick. Over time it breaks down and feeds the soil while suppressing weeds. Just make sure the hay doesn't pile up directly against plant stems to avoid moisture-related rot. With pellets, one of the simplest methods is to create an alfalfa tea. Soak a cup of pellets in 5 gallons of water, let it sit for 24 hours, and then use it as a nutrient-rich drench for vegetables and flowers. This can be especially effective for crops like tomatoes, peppers, and roses, which respond well to alfalfa's growth stimulants. For gardeners practicing trench composting, a mix of kitchen scraps and a few handfuls of pellets buried directly in the soil can speed decomposition and attract earthworms. These worms pull the nutrients deeper into the soil profile, right where plant roots need them most. Over time, consistent use of alfalfa, whether hay or pellets, improves more than just plant growth. It builds a soil ecosystem that resists disease, retains water better, and supports a wide range of beneficial organisms. Gardeners often report that after 2 or 3 seasons of feeding their compost with alfalfa, the soil becomes noticeably darker, looser, and richer in humus. Crops become less dependent on outside fertilizer, and weed pressure decreases as healthy plants outcompete invaders. The key is consistency. 1 bale of hay or 1 bag of pellets won't transform your soil overnight, but making alfalfa a regular part of your composting routine will pay long-term dividends. It's about building soil that continues to give back year after year, just as traditional farmers and homesteaders have done for generations. So, what's the verdict? If you want airflow, texture, and bulk for a large compost pile, choose hay. If you want precision, speed, and ease of handling, choose pellets. Many gardeners actually use both, starting a pile with the structure of hay and boosting it with a layer of pellets whenever the heat dies down. That combination gives you the best of both worlds, a compost pile that breathes well and stays active. No matter which path you choose, alfalfa remains one of the most powerful yet underused tools in a gardener's composting toolbox. It's not just about feeding your plants, it's about feeding your soil, which in turn supports everything you grow. That's the unseen power of alfalfa. The next time you build a compost pile or refresh your soil, consider adding alfalfa, whether in the rustic form of hay or the neat convenience of pellets. Both will drive microbial activity, enrich your soil, and give your plants the edge they need to thrive without constant intervention. Try it in one bed this season, observe the difference, and you'll see why so many gardeners swear by it. If this guide helped you uncover the power of alfalfa in your compost, make sure to subscribe to HydroHaven and share this video with fellow gardeners. Together we can spread knowledge that builds healthier soil, stronger plants, and gardens that truly sustain us.